Yeah, welcome everybody, and let me just get into it. We've got quite a bit to cover today. So I'm just gonna quickly share my screen with you guys. So screenshots and screen recording has been with us for some time. You know, it's not something new, but there of course are new systems to it now. So the traditional way of doing normal screenshots is normally we used to use the shortcut keys, which is Command, Shift, and 3. So if you hold down Command and Shift and you press 3, we'll normally do a screenshot of the entire screen. And you can see there's a little preview window that pops up, and it will automatically save onto your desktop. There's also the selective screenshots where you can hold down Command, Shift, and not 3 this time, but 4. You will notice that my mouse pointer, and I'm just going to zoom into my mouse pointer, turns into a crosshair, and you can just click and drag it out, and it will then highlight or frame the object that you want to take a screenshot of. So if you release, then of course it just takes a screenshot of that. Now, when it comes to screen recording, again, this is not something new. It's been going on for quite some time already, even before Mojave. And this is done normally through our QuickTime player. So here we go, my QuickTime player, or you could just spotlight search it. QuickTime player. And in your QuickTime player, you can go to File and do a new screen recording. And as well, of course, do a screen recording of your Mac. Now, the new app that has been available since Mojave, they actually just improved it more in Catalina, is called Screenshot. So if you go to your Spotlight search again and you just type in Screenshot, it comes up, and this is what the icon looks like. And you can open it, and it will come up with this little tools at the bottom. And yeah, but guys, let me show you the shortcut instead. So the shortcut to get straight into Screenshot without even going into the app is, you know we did the Command, Shift, and 3 for full screen, 4 for selective. This time it's 5. So we hold down Command, Shift, press 5, and it will come up with our screenshot toolbar. Now, let's quickly look at all the tools available to us. Now, under our screenshot tools, we can do our screenshots, and we can do screen recordings. Let me start with this, with the screenshots. So I can do a screenshot of my entire screen, right? Or I can do it from a selected window or selected portion. Let me start with the entire screen. Now, next to my different options, I've got this options button. So under my options, I've got additional options that I can apply to my screenshots. So I can save it to any of these locations, and by default, you can see it goes straight to my desktop. I can put a timer to it before taking the screenshot, and I can delete my show floating thumbnail, which you guys saw earlier on. I can leave that on, as well as remember last selection. I'm going to look at this later on. There's also this option that says show mouse pointer. So if I now switch on show mouse pointer, let me first select to a screen, select something. So if I go to view, so if I want to now take a little screenshot of a menu. So if I say I want to take a screenshot of that, right? If I now go Command Shift 5, and under my options, I've got my mouse pointer showing, right? So again, if I now click on it, you will see that in the screenshot, it's showing my mouse pointer there, right? I'll zoom in if you want to have a closer look. However, if I switch the mouse pointer off this time, okay, then wherever I am with my pointer, it will not show it, right? So you can see on this screenshot, there's no mouse pointer at all. So say, for instance, you want to indicate something or you want to emphasize on something, then you can switch that setting on. Now, as you guys can see, I've taken a number of screenshots, right? However, I can actually take a screenshot and not move it to a location. So in other words, if I now go back, Command Shift and 5 again, and I say, look, this time around, I want to take a capture selected window. And this is pretty interesting. I'm just going to hit the escape key to get out of my screenshots. So to get out, hit escape. And with this, I'm going to open, say, my mail window, my calendars, as well as let me open my maps as well. So now I've got a few windows open. Now say, for instance, I've got these windows open, but I want to do a screenshot specifically of a window sitting in the back. And this is where this selected screen comes in handy. So now I go Command Shift 5 and I go selected window. Now I can select any of the windows, even the ones that's sitting in the back. So if I click on the one that's sitting in the back, it will now only take a screenshot. And you can see there's my floating window. It only takes a screenshot of that window, even though it's sitting in the background. Okay. Now, I can also take a screenshot of a selected window. So again, Command Shift 5, go selected portion, and you will see this framework come up, and I will only select that part there. You can see even the pixels, it shows the pixels as I make my frame larger or smaller. Now that I've made my selection, one thing you guys must also keep in mind, under my options, it shows there, remember last selection. And this is pretty cool because say for instance, I want to take screenshots only of that dimension. This setting will keep it that way. So now I say capture, right? And I can close this window down. I bring up the next one and I go Command Shift 5 again. Same dimension, I say capture again. Right? But this time around, I don't want to keep it on my desktop, so I do a secondary click on that floating window. Okay, and now I can say, I can save it to my documents instead of saving it to my desktop. I can open it in mail, open it in messages, and so on. But say now, for instance, I want to save it in a Word document, right? Then I can decide, okay, right, I want to actually save it to my clipboard. Now, when I do this, it will not save on a location on my computer. It will save directly to my clipboard into my memory. So if I say save to clipboard, now you can see it's that screenshot. And if I look on my desktop, that screenshot doesn't appear anywhere on my desktop or any other location. Now I open Word. Now in Word, I just go, I can go edit and paste, or I just do a secondary click or right click on the mouse, or two fingers click on the trackpad and paste. And there we go. Okay. So then you're not going to take up all those screenshots if you want to do that way. Awesome. So that is everything that is there to do only with screenshots. But let's look at screen recordings. Okay. So I'm just going to close this down. And I'm going to close down some of my other windows as well. Now, when it comes to screen recordings, Command Shift 5 again, I can take a screen recording of my entire screen or even a selected portion. Now let's look at the options that we have. In my options, I've got where I can save that recording to. By default, it's going to go to my desktop, but I can change it around. I can also put the timer on, but this is where things get interesting. You see, guys, there's also the microphone options now. As you can see, I've got a desktop mic, right? And guys, if you want to use a third-party mic, rather use a USB mic. When it comes to mixes, it becomes a little bit more complicated. So with my desktop mic plugged in, I can select it here in my selection, and you can see. And one thing you must also keep in mind, volume is very important. and they don't give you a volume indicator when you're doing a screen recording with a third-party mic, even with your built-in microphone. So to up the volume on that, you need to go to your system preferences. And under your system preferences, you go to sound, and in your sound, it's under input, guys. So under your input, you can select your USB mic, and you can then play with the sound. Don't make it too high because you don't want distortion when you are recording, okay? And once that is high enough, and now you can go and do your recording, okay? So now, also, what's up? Now let me start quickly with a recording. Let me go with selected portion. So I want to take a recording only of that option or that piece there of my screen. So when I hit record, right, so now it's recording. You would notice that at the top there is that record. It shows that I'm recording because that's the stop button on my menu bar at the top. Now, if I click on that stop button, automatically brings it up as a floating window, and it will then save it onto my desktop if I don't do anything to it, and there's my screen recording, right? But let's make this recording a little bit more interesting. What I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna trash that one, and I'm going to make a recording of something that I did for a client now in this week. You see, this one client came to me and said to me, Angela, I always see you typing things in Afrikaans so well. What do you use as a translator and so on? Or is it just naturally come to you? I said to him, I've got a little secret I can show you quickly. And I said to him, I actually use Microsoft Word to do my translation. He said to me, what? I said to him, yeah. I said to him, now show me. So I said, so cool. So before I started, he said to me, please make me a screen recording on your Mac because you've got the tools. So I said to him, now I'll do it on yours. You've got the same tools too. So he says, okay, show me. So I said to him, I'm going to kill 3 birds with a brick by showing you how to do your translation and to show you how to do a screen recording. He said to me, okay, cool, let's go for it. So first of all, I went, selected the entire screen, went to my options, and I said to him, you know, just to make it interesting, I'm going to show you my mouse clicks too, right? So I put on a timer because you guys all know how long it takes for Microsoft Word to open. So I put on a 5-second timer, and I hit my record. Now I click on Word. Well, strange enough, it opens first time around. So I said to him, okay, now I'm in Word. And you know what I always like to do is I like to go to my view button, and I like to put in my navigation pane on first so I can see my thumbnails. And in my navigation pane, I go to find, and I can now find words and so on. So he said to me, hold on, Angela. I know you always want to help me and you want to give me more than what I bargained for, but I only want to know the translation. So I said, okay, fine, whatever, let me do that for you. So I said to him, okay, what you do is you go to review, and under review, you'll see there's a translate button. So I go to translate selection. So then I said to him, then what I do is, say for instance, I want to ask somebody in Afrikaans, are you available tomorrow? Then I go to English, I say, are you available tomorrow? Question mark. And then what will happen is, it will come up at the bottom, but I don't want to change, I want to change it to Afrikaans. And there it comes up, as you more beskikbaar. I say to him, okay, now you can click on the insert button, and it will automatically insert it into your document. Or even better yet, you can copy and paste it into an email. So he was excited. He's like, well, what was it again that I wanted to do? Oh, yes. So he said to me, okay, can I, because these friends of mine are all golfing buddies, can I ask them something specifically? I said, go for it. He said to me, just ask them, what is your golf handicap? So I said, what is your golf handicap? There we go. It says to him, what is your golf voorkeur? It's not exactly correct, guys, because in Afrikaans golf is spelled with GH and not GO, but nonetheless, we're not going to be critical about it. So I said to him, now you can highlight that, copy it, and now you can open mail, open a new mail message, and then paste it into your mail. As simple as that. Edit and paste. There we go. So he said to me, oh, is that how easy it is? I said, yes. Cool. Now I went back into my recording. Oh, just stop my recording, which is going to be Control, Command, and Escape. So now I've got my recording. Now if I do a secondary click on my recording, guess what, guys? I can do a little bit of editing, because remember that part where I went overboard, he said to me, listen, I don't want you to go into all of these other stuff. Just focus on translation. So he said to me, listen, delete that part. I just want that part of the video. I said to him, okay, cool, whatever. So I went markup. Now in my markup, and I'm just going to close the other window so you guys don't have that as a distraction. Save, and I close my email as well. So now I go into my window, and you will notice in my my markup window, I can delete it, I can share it, send it by email, messages, airdrop it, and so on. But I've got this little edit button here. So if I click on it, then it opens my, beg your pardon, on my timeline, it shows me this little green box. So I can go to the edge where you see those two lines, and I can drag it in to the point where I'm way past, and you can see it's showing me on my video where I am. So I'm going to take that whole piece out about me saying the navigation and the preview, and I'm only going to do the translation. Okay, so there we go. And you can play it as well. And under review, you'll see there's a translate button. Okay, that's what I want. So I then click on done. I can also revert it back to the original state, but I click on done. Okay, so there it is. Now guys, when playing this video, I realized, oh flip, I actually made another mistake in the middle of it, right? So the one limitation markup has is that you cannot edit flat bang in the middle. So there's a piece in the middle, you can't take that out, okay? And for this, you don't actually need iMovie. So with this, I'm gonna go back into my clip. So I'm gonna open it, but I'm gonna open it with QuickTime. So I'm gonna click, open with QuickTime. So in my QuickTime player, I play my video, and under review, you'll see there's a now I'm going to play to the point where I say, oh, what was it again that I was looking for? I said, go for it. He said to me, just ask them. Oh, yes. Okay, a little bit forward. So I'm going to stop it right there, right? So in QuickTime, I can go edit, and check this out. There's split clip. I go split clip, and you can see where I've ended my playhead. It splits the clip. And now I can actually move my playhead over to the next one. Oh, yes. So you said to me. So I'm gonna split it right there. So I go edit again and split clip. Or you can use the shortcut, which is Command and Y. And it splits it there as well. So that piece there I want to take out. I just hit the backspace, take that piece out, click on done. We have got my clip already prepared, good to go. done and dusted. I close my video down and I save it. I can now save it as a new video, or I can just overwrite it. I'm gonna, because that name is a bit long, I'm just gonna make it as translate. And I'm gonna save it to my, I've got so many folders here. Let me just save it straight to my desktop. There we go. And save. Now it's saving, and there you can see there's my translate video, and I can trash the original one. Okay, and that is, guys, how you can quickly make a recording, or even if somebody gives you a lesson on your Mac. So if you ask Angelo, give me a lesson on something, I want to remember it, can make a quick video while we are doing the lesson, so you can always return back to it. And that is our time, and that is our lesson for today. Guys, any questions? Carol, go for it.
Hi, Angela, can you hear me?
Sure.
Not specifically related to this, but I was going into preview this morning, and I couldn't get something from my phone because my iPhone was not enabled.
Okay.
How do you enable it? Is there a shortcut to enable it?
Well, your phone needs to be on the same Apple ID or iCloud as your Mac, right?
Yeah.
So you must just be sure that both of them are switched on.
Yeah, they are.
And then also, the other thing is you also need to maybe double check under your system preferences, under general,
Yeah.
this option here, hand off, okay?
Mm-hmm.
That is also switched on.
Okay.
All right.
I'll check.
Also on your phone, Carol, you must also check if that is also switched on your phone. Maybe if you can maybe stay a while after the lesson, and I can maybe just hook my phone up and show you. That is also important that the handoff is switched on. But universal clipboard doesn't actually matter if you've got hand-on switch on or off. You should be able to copy an item on your phone and then paste it on your Mac like we did in a previous lesson. So
let's have a look at it afterwards. I think the other thing that's important is that your Mac needs to be running Mojave or Catalina, and you really want to be running the latest version of iOS. I'm not sure what you're running on your phone, Carol.
I'm on Mojave. Yeah. Mojave.
Okay. Yeah, that should. Is that Mojave or is it Catalina?
No, it's on Mojave. It's available on Mojave. Okay. Also, Cara, you should also maybe double check I take it you're on the latest iOS. You're on iOS 13.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe later on we can just maybe compare notes and see if yours compare with mine.
Okay.
And also test it. If you copy something on your phone, if you can paste it on your Mac. Awesome.
Thanks.
Sure.
Anyone else? Has Angelo thoroughly?
No,
okay,
I have a question. So if I'm running a video on my screen, that's my video, I can then copy it.
Yes, ma'am.
But if I'm on the internet, I can't.
Yes, ma'am, you can.
No. Well, it depends, Ange. It actually depends, because sometimes videos are on a layer which QuickTime can't record, because obviously if you could just run a movie on your computer and then record it and save it, Apple would be in all sorts of trouble with the copyright holders.
Copyright. Okay.
Yeah. So it does really depend. It doesn't, or you can't consistently say I can play a movie and record it and it'll be recorded.
Because I tried to do that the other day, and the minute I go into the internet, it switches off QuickTime Player.
Oh, okay.
So I couldn't do that.
When you say go into the internet, do you mean
So
YouTube?
On that website,
yeah, if I went to YouTube, or if I even went onto my own video platform and I was showing a video and I wanted to record that video, I couldn't do it, because the minute I opened the browser for the internet, QuickTime Player wasn't showing anymore.
If you need to do it for professional reasons, there are some third-party tools. One of them is called ScreenFlow. It's what we use for our screen recordings. And that installs some additional tools that will let you do that.
But Margie, with the screenshot, did you try the screenshot option, not the QuickTime one?
I just went and looked it up on the internet and try to work it out from there and follow those prompts. But every time I could do it, I could do a screenshot, I could video my screen, but the minute I opened a video on my video platform, then I couldn't QuickTime it. QuickTime seemed to disappear.
But try the screenshot option, eh? There's a possibility that might work, not the QuickTime one. Because remember, the screenshot gives you a little bit more settings than that of QuickTime. And
is screenshot automatically on my computer, or do I have to download an app?
If you've got Mojave or Catalina, you are sorted, man.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Sure. And Michael.
Very much, Angela. Really enjoyed that. If I, 1 second. Can you hear me?
Sure. Yes. Okay. Yes, sir.
Yeah. So thank you very much, as always. Most informative. When I get these clips, I got one this morning typically on some politics and South African politics, and some guy talking to the camera. Is this how they do it? Is they use a program like this? Or I could actually sit down, do this whole thing on my computer, and send it out from here in the same fashion that these clips that I receive on my phone or on my computer.
Yes, look, they are, like Alan mentioned, there are third-party ones that they use. ScreenFlow is one of them. There's one called Camtasia, and there are some others floating around as well. This will work. This will give you exactly the only thing is with the third-party ones is that you can do more effects to it. You can export it as a different file and blah, 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 blah. But yes, this for personal use works. When I give training to clients, the first thing with clients who know how this works, the first thing they will tell me is, let's quickly do a screen recording while you're giving me the lesson. You know, guys, this will help you guys as well for whatever lesson that you may do in future on your Mac.
Yeah. Thanks, Angela. Appreciate it.
Angela, Brian has a question.
So, Brian, go for it.
Thank you very much. Hi, Angela. Thank you very much. That was really, really cool.
Awesome.
I just have a quick question about virtual background, if I may.
Sure.
And I've gone and said I don't have, or would like to select, I don't have a green background. And it says, oh, your Mac version needs to be 10, 13 or higher and Intel Core i5. So I'm running on 10, 15, 4 and have Intel Core. So is there something else I need to do so that I can run without a green screen?
I can answer that, Ange.
Okay,
I can take that. If it's a Core 2 Duo, it may not run. It might need a 4-core processor to run the virtual screen. It uses an incredible amount of processing power to do the virtual background. So they give you the option for a green screen. So if you do have a flat color, it doesn't have to be green actually. As long as it's a uniform color behind you, you can put anything as a virtual background. But if you want to use their built-in non-green screen tool, then you'll probably need you've probably got a Core 2 Duo as opposed to like a Core 4 i5.
Yeah, it says 2.7 gigahertz dual core Intel Core for i5.
Yeah, 2 cores.
Yeah,
it probably needs 4.
Okay. So just a normal, so it could be a white wall or it could be a green wall or any
as long as it's flat and consistent, yeah.
Okay, super. Thank
And
you
it
very much.
chooses that color to key. Green is usually typically used because it's as far away as you can get from the human skin.
Okay.
I wanted to say, you know, maybe you must consider getting a new machine, but I'm glad I didn't do that, you know.
It's always an
Nice
option.
try,
So,
Angela.
so thank you, sir. Thank you for taking that.
And
Thanks
Sean
for
has a
that.
question.
Anyone else?
Yeah, Sean has a question.
Sean. Okay, Sean, go for it.
It was in the questions. It's if you're videoing and screenshotting to reduce your file sizes. I can take it if you like.
Okay.
You can reduce your file sizes. Sean, were you in the? Did you join us for the preview session?
Yes.
So preview gives the option to reduce your file sizes either by reducing the pixel type or enabling compression. So if you've got a huge screen recording and you want to send it at 50% size, just reduce your pixel size. Let's say it's 2,400 by 1,000. Just take it down to 500 and make sure that the checkbox for keep your constrain your proportions, so it doesn't just do one side and not the other. So that's for screenshots. That's probably the best way of doing it. If you've got a video, if you're in QuickTime, if you open up in QuickTime, you know, and I'm assuming you don't really want to go to iMovie and do all of that sort of work. Open it up and choose Export As, and then you've got a couple of options. You can save it depending on the size, 4K, 1080p, 720p, 480p, and you can just save the audio out as well. Lower than 480p, you might find the file size too small to be viewable. If you want to do more, you'll need to put it into iMovie and then export it. Does that answer your question?
Thank you.
Excellent. Pleasure. Any more questions, folks, for Angelo? Nope.
Just give me the
Nope.
name of that app you said, the first one that I could use. Screen what?
ScreenFlow.
ScreenFlow, thank you.
No,
Yeah,
the one that a screenshot the one
Oh,
that
ScreenFlow is the one I needed to know.
Yeah, that's the
the
one we were
third
talking about.
party one. Oh, okay.
If you want to do slightly more sophisticated work, for example, when you record with ScreenFlow, it's not just taking the pixels on your screen, it actually understands the content. So you can do things like zoom into windows. If your cursor and you want to highlight things on the screen for people and the cursor is the normal max size, you can actually zoom it in and you can make the cursor bigger. So if you're doing that kind of thing on screen, it's a very, very good tool. It's the one that we use for all our quickcasts and our digicasts on our YouTube channel.
So basically, if I want to record a PowerPoint that I've done, I don't need to go into Zoom and record it, which is what I have been doing. I can actually do it on my own screen.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, the first thing I do, Margie, is move to QuickTime, to Keynote. I think that's probably a really important thing to do.
Well, no,
mainly
hey,
because
it's
I know
on Keynote. Sorry, it is a Keynote actually.
Oh, awesome. Well, you do know that in Keynote you can export your presentation as a movie.
No,
Yes, you can.
with
You can
voice.
export it as a movie. You can export it as an animated GIF. You can export it as a website if you wanted to. That's all built in. Guys, do
Oh
we
my
want to do a Keynote? Do we want to do a Keynote? Anybody interested in a
Yes.
Keynote workshop?
Yes,
1, 2,
yes.
3,
Yes, please.
4. Okay, 5. Okay, awesome. Because Keynote we know. So you can do that, but you can also rehearse your presentation. And if you go to, I can't remember the menu command, which menu it's in off the top of my head, but if you do rehearse, it allows you to speak and it'll record it as a movie, which you can save out.
Oh my God. All right, awesome. Thank you.
All built in. Save your money with ScreenFlow. Buy a new Mac. Any more, folks? No, great. Well, thank you once again, everybody. It's awesome talking to you guys. I hope you're all well and staying well and not putting yourselves in any danger, and not getting homicidal with your nearest and dearest who may be using the space with you.